I don't know, James, have you offered some of these tickets out as an incentive?
No, I haven't. I mean, I think they're very hard to come by, to be honest with you.
Well, they're sold out. It's a complete sellout.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there'll be a ruckus at the door, no doubt. People trying to get in.
Well, I just wonder whether or not, anyone who would be interested in going along, then either give James or I a private message and we can make these tickets available. Do you know what?
Yeah, but you know what? I always take the view that you can always turn up. I mean, you can always get into an event if you just turn up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But by first means, give me a shout and we'll see what we can do in terms of the tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. Hand back to you. So you need to mute some people, I think, James.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna mute everyone and then unmute myself. Yeah, okay, I'm on. Okay. Good. All right, yeah. Everybody else is muted other than me. Complete. I have the floor. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is the next event at the Millennium Hotel on July the 27th. Now, this is going to be an amazing event because we've got Susie Mitchell speaking, and she's going to be our guest speaker on the 27th. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through the product, the company, and the business, and then we're going to have Susie Mitchell as the guest speaker. So that really, really will be amazing because, I mean, you know, it's not least of which is a fabulous venue. It's a superb presentation that we do. Every single time we do it, people go, "Oh my God, that was so good!" But having Susie there is just going to be the icing on the top because she's so knowledgeable. Plus, she's got so much understanding of what goes on in the business, and she's absolutely at the controls the whole time. So, you know, that really is going to be very, very special. So that is Thursday, the 27th of July. The details and the booking is on Eventbrite. It's £3 a ticket. I know it's going to sell out. We're sort of up to about, I think we're probably just about halfway in terms of ticket sales. So, we've still got, 3 weeks to go. So in that short space of time, it is completely going to sell out. So, we really look forward to a fabulous evening. And really that sends us off really for the summer on a real high before we come back for September. So, so that's it on the 27th. And Michelle, who is looking incredibly glamorous.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You're marvelling, Michelle, at the pictures of you from Marbella.
Oh, yes, we did.
And you were probably the slimmest person there of all the people. So, very impressive.
Well, it was a
plus in the yoga.
fun time anyway, that's for sure.
Good. All right. Well, look, let's just talk a little bit about the Omega, because, of course, this is a new product for people. People are beginning to get their head around it. I hope we're all taking it every day. It would actually be quite interesting in a moment just to open up the mic and if anybody's got any feedback. So we might do that in just a moment for a couple of minutes. But, Michelle, what would you say to us about the Omega at the moment? And what's your feedback about the Omega?
We've all got to be taking it. I mean, for a start, just the opportunity to have a new product added in to obviously our Juice Plus range is phenomenal. I mean, lovely that we've got something that's plant-based. I know a lot of people have got a lot of concerns about taking fish and this, worrying about the sustainability of it and also the toxicity of it. So, I mean, I've taken in a krill for many years, and those were sort of some of my concerns. So I know if I'm having those concerns, an awful lot of other people are. So just knowing that we've got our plant-based omega, and I think the thing that's so special and really what sets this apart is that it's the array of omegas that we're getting. So 3, 5, 6, 7 and 9. All from plant source, and it's the synergistic effect of all the different omegas that is so powerful. And I know Gordon was chatting to one of the doctors in Holland over the weekend, and he was talking about that powerful blend and the synergistic benefits and how fantastic the benefits with cardiovascular health and the combination of high blood pressure and actually being able to really significantly impact that because of this blend.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So, yeah. You know, I think what we've got, I don't think we even realise how powerful the product is. You know, I think everybody's very aware of omega and you know, that tends to be the fish oil and omega-3. But because this is this special plant-based blend of all those different omegas, I think we're going to find some huge benefits. And you know, personally, obviously we've been taking it, we probably started at the beginning with a few other people that are on the call, and so we've probably been on it now for what, 3 months?
It's January.
Yeah. So more than that, probably
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. And certainly from I think I'm recovering from exercise much more quickly in terms of less aches. And funny enough, I mentioned that to Charlie. So Charlie's been taking it probably now for...
Charlie's your son, of course. Some people might not know about Charlie.
Okay, sorry. So 18-year-old son, so, you know, fit and healthy and all the rest of it. He's been on Juice Plus since he was 2. So he always says, you know, how do I know? You know, I haven't got a Juice Plus story because I've been on it forever. But anyway, obviously he couldn't wait to start taking these. And he said, actually, Mum, I'm doing a lot of training at the moment. And I think that you know, I should really be aching after some of these sessions. And I'm not, or I get a little bit of ache the next day, but nothing like I expected. So, you know, that's the other end of the scale, an 18-year-old saying that. Yeah. And I know, I'm sure, you know, if we open this call up, and that's what I was going to suggest, that, you know, we open it up to hear from people.
Yeah.
I know Sue's had a similar result to myself as well. So,
right.
So I think that would be good to hear from
Michelle,
people.
thank you. That was absolutely brilliant, as usual. Thank you so much. So let's
and just say one other thing about that. If you're not on the omegas, if you're not taking them and you still want to, you know, let us know, because there are some, you have to be a sales coordinator and above to get them, but I know there are a few people in the business that are at sales coordinator level that haven't used their allocation. They're maybe not so active anymore. So, you know, there is a possibility of getting more omegas for you if you haven't had the opportunity to try them.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So let's just very quickly, in a 1 minute, if anybody's got any feedback about the omega, you know, just pipe up whatever you'd like to say. Anyone got anything that?
I have.
Oh yeah, Vinay.
I have. I was at my optician about 6 weeks ago before we started the omegas, and she found out that my left eye was 4 points worse than my right eye, and my right eye was at 9, and my left eye was at minus 9.25. And then I started on the omegas, and when she checked it, it went from 9.25 to 12.75, and that's when they were a little bit worried, well, what's happening with my left eye? So I started on the omegas, and deliberately about 2.5 weeks later, it dropped about 2 points from 12.75 to around 10.75.
Wow.
I guess that's a micro. That the micrometabolism in the eye is being pushed to a better.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Vinay. That is amazing, and of course, what's extraordinary.
Yeah, so I'm waiting now. I'm waiting if anything will change, improve, and then the next step will be to get some different glasses.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. We're going to have to move on now. Gordon's got something to say. Hello? Gordon, can you unmute yourself?
I met him last week. He came to he came with me for a golf game, and he was telling me that his hay fever during this time of year is really bad, so bad he can't go out. You know, sometimes his eyes are just streaming. And since he's been on the omegas, he's found that he hasn't been taking as much medicine in terms of hay fever. He's actually managed to cope out in the high pollen season, etc. And the only thing he's done is add omegas to his diet.
Yeah.
So, and that's something that I believe, again, is the balance, as Michelle talks about.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's very exciting. Well, look, I'm sure we're going to have so many more stories about the omega over the weeks and months to come. And of course, and we will then be having the scientific studies, which haven't yet started. So, within 5
James,
to 10
just to say quickly, although we haven't got our studies back because it's new, there are a lot of studies on all the individual oils, on blood pressure reduction, eye health, cardiovascular health, neurotransmission, brain function. All these oils, particularly pomegranate and oils, have got brilliant studies on them already. And that's then this synergenic effect that happens. And I think it's brilliant. It's a load better than I expected it to be. And we've all been taking 3 on its own. Because there's a lot of 6 around, but there's still not enough of the good 6. And I think this is ahead of its time again with Juice Plus as with the other products.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sue. All right, so I'm going to mute everyone now, and we're going to invite Simone on just in a moment just to talk about the Tower Garden. So, Simone, if you could unmute yourself. I'm going to mute everyone, and then unmute yourself, Simone.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Oh, tell us all about it, Simone. Tell us what's going on.
There it is, and it would have been in its splendour had I not been eating it all week.
So where are you, Simone? Tell us where you are.
I'm in Penarth, just outside Cardiff in Wales.
Right.
And I've had the Tower Garden now, or Sue and I have had it since about November or December. So I'm on my 2nd planting with it now, because what happened is in the winter months, I wanted to just plant everything. When I first got it, I thought, I wonder what will grow in it. And whether it was suitable or not, I just got seeds and put it in to see what would happen. So it was a bit of an experiment. And I grew broccoli, which obviously now has to be planted in the garden, and that's thriving. Peppers, so capsicums, as well as chili peppers, salad leaves, different types of lettuce, basil, coriander, all through the winter. I mean, I can't grow coriander at the best of times, and I certainly can't grow what goes in the supermarket that you get in pots, that dies within days. This thrived all through the winter. We had coriander. And what was interesting was the flavours from everything that I grew. The flavour was absolutely outstanding. I never knew, it's quite a confession coming on here, I didn't know lettuce had any flavour, but we had a couple of different varieties, and actually, yes, it really does if it's grown properly. So, and the rocket as well, that is just outstanding. It's very, very strong. So then I cleared it all up, because obviously the roots grow through the centre of the Tower Garden, so every now and again you need to chop the roots back. Am I right in thinking that everybody knows how the Tower Garden works?
No, tell us, Simone. We'd like to know. If we could have a bit more of a close-up, can you take us in a bit of a...
I wonder if I can... I don't know how to spin my camera around. No, that just turned it off. Okay. Let me see if I can line it up.
Good. That's good. We're getting closer now. Yep.
Okie doke. So we've got a 20-gallon drum of water at the bottom, and then going up, you can see the Tower Garden. Let me try and show you how it's like a tree trunk, and it has little pods coming out of the side like you would have with a strawberry pot. And this particular one has 24 because I've got the extension on it. But the water comes from the pump in the base. It's pumped right up the middle of the Tower Garden to the very top, which you can see this one. So I'm 6 foot tall, so it's about slightly taller than me, but it pumps right to the top really well. I was worried that maybe the nutrient wouldn't reach the very heights, but it does. And then it trickles down over the roots.
Oh.
So when I planted this in, I put, you can't really see, it's a bit dark now, but everything is planted in rock wool, which is loft insulation. So it's a completely soil-free environment, which means that you don't get a lot of the bugs and pests that you would get as well ordinarily. So the seeds will grow in the rock wool, and they will reach towards the nutrient. The growing time is an awful lot faster. So this that you can see here, I put all of these seeds in three and a half weeks ago. And I've eaten an awful lot of the produce that's come from it. So here, that was salad until a couple of days ago. Here's some more salad I've got at the bottom. So mixed leaves, plenty of colour in all of it.
Wow.
And so they grow very, very fast. And also it uses about 10% of the water that would be used if the plants were in pots. So what that means, for example, is when I came back the other day, remember about a week ago, we had some uncharacteristically hot weather in Wales. And I went swimming in the sea and sunbathing. I thought, yeah, this is fantastic. And I got back and everything in the garden was dead because I hadn't watered it properly. But the things in the tower garden were flourishing. So this tower garden now I've got in the conservatory, and so long as the air is circulating, it can cope with the high temperatures, it can cope with the evening temperatures, and everything stays nice and moist because of the constant supply of water, which is on a timer. So the timer is set to pump for half an hour at the moment and then off for half an hour. In the winter, it was on just for 15 minutes in the hour. So you can adjust that. And then in the winter, there's a lighting system that goes around it, so you don't need to worry about the lack of daylight either. So you set it up, you put your seeds in, and off you go. Very low maintenance.
Oh, Simone,
that
is awesome. And what an incredible presentation you've just done. I mean, and it's so fantastic to see it close up. I mean, I got to tell you, I am so excited about this. I mean, but the thing is, of course, and as Gordon, we were talking today, Gordon, would you just like to talk us through really what do you think our response should be to the Tower Garden right this minute? I mean, we were talking about...
Be very careful about speaking too much about the Tower Garden, but it is exciting. And, you know, the thing, I shared this in Holland at the weekend, you know, Jay Martin shared it with us when we went to Phoenix 18 months ago. And he said, the thing about the Tower Garden is that people see that inspiring healthy living around the world in terms of the company mission statement is actually fulfilled with something like the Tower.
Yeah.
You can't stop feeling that, oh my God, here's a sustainable, you know, food source that you can actually grow anywhere. And as Simone said, you know, even in the winter, she can actually grow things that she can't grow even in the summer in her garden. So, you know, what an amazing thing. But here's the big key, is that in 2015, the company had the biggest ever year, $500,000, of which 10%, $500 million, of which 50 million was actually on the Tower Garden sales alone. And everyone that buys a tower, when they buy into the Inspiring Healthy Living, they buy Juice Plus as well. So here's the deal. We haven't got the tower yet. Let's start to speak about it, but let's get everybody on Juice Plus because we have got that. Let's get them on Omegas because we have got that. But I don't know whether Sue's got the email, etc. But I've got an email today that landed on my desk, and I see Nicole's got a thumbs up there as well. As NMDs, we can actually buy a tower right now, right this minute, on our virtual office. So presumably it will only be the NMDs that will be able to download the form, and we can actually buy a tower, and I'll run you through the prices in a minute, but we can buy one and get one free. So we buy one, we get two. So we actually start the kind of, if you like, the process in our own teams, if you like,
yes,
by putting these out there, or in commercial circumstances. I know that we live not very far away from Maidenhead, and Simon alluded that he's actually got two restaurants, not just one, but two restaurants, including Heston Blumenthal's restaurant in Bray, actually using the Tower Garden to grow their own herbs for the actual food that they use.
That's incredible. Now,
Yeah.
Sue,
They're both Michelin star restaurants.
yeah. Now, Sue Worrell, if you're still there, are you there, Sue? Sue?
I can see her, she's just not unmuted.
Where is she now?
She's
Sue?
fiddling with the buttons, I can see. Can I just remind everybody, though, for those of us who aren't NMDs, we are allowed to sell it in America and Canada. And in fact, I sold one at Tower Garden last week in America.
Yeah.
So, you know, we can use it, just not in Europe yet.
Simone, thank you. Sue, are you there now? Sue?
Gallery view, just a second, I'll unmute myself now.
Yeah. So, Sue, can you just talk to us about what you were telling me about the guest speaker that was on the call last night and his story about these what were you talking about? New York or something? What were you talking about? This guy.
Oh, Steve Ritzky. Yes, he was on the call yesterday for the launch, the pre-launch, virtual launch of the Tower Gardens. He's a guy who is in the Bronx. He lives in the worst part of the Bronx. And in the Bronx, there was 3 lockups, 2 jails, a fire station, only 1 grocery store. And he made it his mission to change it. And he planted the central reservations of the motorways, the rooftops, the parks. And he put notices up, please steal our produce. And he's got gangs of New York coming along with picks and shovels. And he's now made that, he's a teacher, and he was an overweight, unhealthy teacher. Now he's a very, very slim, healthy teacher. And he's now rolling out with Juice Plus, the program of Tower Gardens through schools in America and Canada. And he's a great character. But if anybody wants to, in the future particularly, if anybody wants to know about Tower Gardens, just got to go onto the Green Bronx machine, and you can see them in use there, and you can see what they're doing with them, and you see teaching sessions with them as well. There's loads of videos with him. So it's really good. It's a really good, inspiring thing for people to think of where they can go about selling it. I think for now, if we just gather names of people who are interested, then we'll have an audience once it goes.
That's right. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? The thing is to start talking to people. I mean, obviously, we're talking to everyone about Juice Plus and the shakes, but particularly be thinking about, well, who might be interested in the Tower Garden, and start talking to them about Juice Plus and get them to buy into the Juice Plus story before the Tower Garden arrives. Yeah.
I've got a closed Facebook group that I add bits to, and I'll be adding a lot more now that we've actually got to be able to buy our own NMD gardens as well, and be able to buy the garden. So feed them information and just keep them on the back burner. As Gordon was saying, it's a bit difficult to get people really excited when it's not available. But it's a good idea to collect names.
Well done. Okay, so just we're on our way to finishing, but the next point that we want to talk about is Liverpool recognition. Now, for the conferences, and I know that I hope a lot of us have been for conferences. If we haven't, then they are really the most extraordinary thing. But most of the huge energy, I think, that is seen at the conference is so much to do with the recognition. It's people being on stage. This is so exciting. And, for those people that have already been on stage, as senior direct, sales coordinator, SSC, it's very, very euphoric. When you get up there and you're standing up there and you're looking out, across the crowd and everybody's applauding you, it's a very, very special moment. And it's something that really you don't get in any other walk of life normally. Most people have no recognition at all in their life. But at Liverpool, people can be up on stage, and anyone on the call tonight could be up on stage being recognized for your next position. So, we're 90 days now till Liverpool. Anything can happen in 90 days. Of course, we've got a group that we're working with to move people from sales coordinator to senior sales coordinator, and that's very exciting. But anyone on the call could go from, senior director to sales coordinator, no problem at all by Liverpool. And I just want to, let's lock into that sense of achievement that we'll feel, when we're up on stage. It's really, it's unbeatable.
Can I actually just recognise, James, a couple of people on the call, because I see they're on the call tonight, and I think it's really important that we do recognition. I see Tony down there, or up there actually, up north of Cambridgeshire, and Tony went to Marbella. She got excited about Marbella and came back and went DD in the remainder of the month from Marbella, and I think that deserves a little bit of rest.
We're so excited for you. Well done, Tony.
And we've got over on the left-hand side of my screen, anyway, we've got Evelina from Warrington. And I went up to Evelina's house, and she laid on a fabulous kind of in-home meeting. And we've always said this, James, that in-home meetings are so powerful. In fact, we've lost James, haven't we?
I'm here.
In-home meetings are so powerful because you don't have to rent a hotel room and all the rest of it. And she laid on a lovely kind of fruit salads and things like that. Everybody kind of had a lovely time. And not only did she sponsor one person into the business, but she's actually managed to get 3 customers and managed to qualify her business to a PB qualification this month for the first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah, so another round of applause to you.
Another round of applause. And yet,
Very excited for you.
and Gordon, you were mentioning at the event with Hub on the weekend that 4 people signed up at that event.
Yes, well, maybe Nicole can tell us a little bit.
Yeah,
5
Nicole,
people,
tell us.
6 people.
6 people signed up.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
really amazing.
Yeah. And in fact, gone over in Holland, I think in the last 3 or 4 months, there's been a kind of tsunami of people coming into the business. I mean, Nicole will tell me the correct figures, but it's been in double figures every month for the last 3 months.
Wow. Wow.
And everybody is charged with capsules, getting on the product, and they're building just a momentum that is just fantastic, really, to see, which culminated in, I think there were 40 odd people at the meeting on Saturday.
Great. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I mean, we can take courage from that towards our events that we've got at the DMO school, and then also at the 27th of July. That any of us could have lots and lots of people there and could be converting them all into distributors, which would be a wonderful way to launch off, through August and then on towards Liverpool. So should we just, Gordon, if you could just talk us through a little bit about the current incentives that we've got, just so that people would know what they can be focused on, to carry them through the summer. So
okay, I'm going to hand over to Michelle because she's going to go do that.
Superstar.
Yeah, no, I think, the thing is with incentives, the company is set at the 825+1, and that is fantastic because it's such a simple way for us to have something to focus on. It will really build the business. You've got to focus on your +1, so you're bringing in a new person, brand new distributor every single month, as well as then bringing in your customers, your PCPs, with the 825+1. And to encourage us to do that, the company have set up their own incentive, which is when you do the 825+1 for 3 consecutive months. So that fits in nicely. So it can be any 3 consecutive months between now and the end of September, ready for Liverpool. You will get a free conference ticket, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I think this is given out to people that have already bought their own conference ticket. So what that means is you've got your own conference ticket, and then you've got a free ticket to give to somebody else. And I can't stress how much the difference you will get from a conference. You'll get so much more out of that conference when you've got guests with you. So the more guests you've got with you, the bigger and faster your business will grow. So the fact that you can have a free ticket to take somebody along is absolutely brilliant. And then we've got our own Aquila incentive, which is exactly the same. It's focusing on your 825+1 and for 3 consecutive months, and we're doing a spa day. So we want as many people as possible so that we could all go and have a fantastic day out together. And we can take a little bit of Marbella wherever we go. So I think we all had such a good time. And what we got from it, it wasn't that we were in Marbella because it was kind of, that bit was immaterial. It was just being together as a team that made it so special for us all. So I think, to have that as a team day out would be absolutely brilliant. And then it's also anybody that fast tracks to SDD, you also get a free ticket. So again, you'll get the free ticket when you've already bought your own so that you can bring somebody along with you. So some nice incentives there, but it's focusing really on going SDD in as a fast track, so in your first or in a 30-day period, and focusing on the 825+1, which will just build the business enormously.
Okay, good. All right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, look, that's about it, everyone, for tonight. We're just over 9 o'clock. I think we've absolutely packed in so much information. And by the way, I did record this call. So, and I'm pleased that I did, really, because of that amazing presentation from Simone. So I'm not going to put this on Aquila, but if you want it, I can send it through to you, because really that was just outstanding. So thank you very much, everyone. And look, we really look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday if you're coming, and if not, on the 27th of July in London. So good luck, and we look forward to seeing everybody soon. So thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good night. Have a lovely evening.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.